Milwaukee.
You got your
Who's that there? Oh man, good to see you now. We'll see you next time.
popular. For today's coffee chat, I am at Kuumba Coffee interviewing co-owner Alexander Hagler. Kuumba Coffee is my new go-to for coffee chats as it is very comfortable and inviting and just a great place to sit and chat. Here's another episode of Coffee Chats with SJB. Today for my beverages, I have an oat milk cortado. I know coffee community, I'm ruining a cortado. I also have a ginger shot. I'm not drinking it as a shot. I'm berry lemon muffin. Their muffins are just always good. Speaking of special guest, here comes Alex.
Uh-oh. Howdy, folks. It's Alex Hagler.
What is your drink of choice?
I mean, it depends on so many things. I would say recently, Breve, a good Breve Cortado.
Okay.
I just love that cream, that fat. You know, it's a very elegant drink. I'll be honest with you, I'm not a latte guy. It's just so much milk.
Right.
You know, when I do find a good latte, I'm in love.
Yeah, your lemon meringue latte that you guys are doing right now is really good, I will say.
Yeah, thank you.
But I'm also on the same plane as you. Like lattes, way too much milk.
It's a Brazil light roast that we're from Anodyne Coffee Roasters.
Okay.
Yes, it's very nice and kind of caramel, chocolate, sugar cookie notes. So.
Ooh, that sounds good. How did you get into coffee?
I was 15 when I first started drinking coffee because I was a lifeguard for many years, starting when I was 15. That training was early in the morning at my local YMCA.
Milwaukee?
I'm from Milwaukee.
Okay.
I was born and raised on the north side here. It's actually McDonald's is where I got my first coffee because I've never been up that early. You know, even for school, you know, you get up at maybe 6. So to get up at 5 in the morning and we would stop at McDonald's. Luckily, my parents would be like, all right, let's get you some food before you go in. I quickly learned like coffee is amazing.
Yeah.
So that got me up, that got me going. Made me a human every day.
Right.
You know, throughout my high school, throughout college, you know, I was opening up a gym at 4:30 in the morning. So I was getting up at 3:45 a.m. So coffee was definitely my best friend then. You know, I've learned more about coffee since my first McDonald's coffee. I ultimately would go to local roasteries and discover, you know, that coffee is actually, you know, a whole world. And it's very nuanced. It can be specialty. You can get kind of everything from your Folgers to your natural washes, pour overs. So I really learned a lot. How I got into purveying coffee actually was me and my buddy Joe started a venture called Center Street Wellness. It was a wellness studio, retail space, and cafe. And we wanted to offer some coffee services just as a kind of an aside. Kind of wasn't really the main focus. The main focus was locally made wellness retail products, and then wellness studio classes. You know, started to pull some espresso shots and get into that whole world. Self-taught, never really, you know, I didn't work as a barista when I was a kid at all, so.
That blossomed into Kuumba Coffee?
Yeah, so ultimately the local Riverworks Economic Development Corporation, they tapped us to become an operator here in what's called the Connector Building in the Harambe neighborhood, and we kind of just reinvented ourselves and we kind of made it more food and beverage focused. So
this is kind of a unique space for this space, really.
Yeah.
And provides coffee. I remember the first time we came here, we were like, it's going to be interesting to see what kind of people walk into this coffee shop because you're near businesses.
Oh yeah.
You're near neighborhoods. You're in an interesting area. There's like a Walmart down the street, but you're just off of the main street, so you kind of have to look for this spot. And I just remember sitting here and seeing all different types of people walking in.
It is very much a melting pot. We're kind of in the nexus of a lot of different spaces. Yeah, as you mentioned, residential, heavy residential, commercial down on Capitol, and then a lot of industrial businesses. So we get a lot of employees coming and going, looking for coffee, looking for food. So yeah, we're right in the mix of it.
And I always say, like, the hood needs good coffee too.
Yeah. See people take to the products that we have. Because obviously, you know, in a predominantly black neighborhood, you know, coffee culture isn't always as strong as you might find it in other communities. But folks are taking to it very well. We kind of want to do a little bit more coffee education. You know, I myself am still up and coming in the coffee world.
Is next in your coffee experience or coffee journey?
You know, really kind of honing in on a lot of different specialty coffee drinks. A lot of people love it. It's summertime. People are out. They want to have fun. They want to have fun drinks. So getting creative is really what it comes down to for me, and that's what Kuumba means. It means creativity. It's the sixth principle of the Kwanzaa framework, and it means the creativity that you use as an individual to leave your community more beautiful and beneficial than you inherited it. So as well, personally, it's a bit of a pipe dream at this point, but I would love to do a mission trip down to Colombia.
Leading some cupping sessions for people in the neighborhood would be really cool too. Really helping them
tap into that, and especially as you just mentioned, held some educational workshops to for myself and for others to learn more about the coffee world, because it is huge.
So there are a few companies that I refuse to review. Collectivo, Anodyne, and Stone Creek.
Okay, you don't review them?
No, it's almost impossible. But then you end up going to cafes and you end up having some of their coffee anyways.
Yeah. And I think that what we should learn is that, there are many people who are becoming more introduced to coffee in a more robust way, and not just your Folgers, not just your robust. I've learned so much about coffee through YouTube tutorials, Instagram tutorials. People are just sharing that knowledge. And that knowledge for so long was locked into very specific communities. Social media influencers in the coffee space are the next best thing, and they've been very helpful and insightful, at least for my own personal coffee journey. I don't want to let it be the end all be all, but I tune in all the time.
Yeah, I will say social media helped me find Kuumba Coffee. Give Kuumba a shot and tell Alex I say hello.